Okay, I'm in a not nice mood. In Moisifin Amam Ches. Let's go. The Mishnah taught us that we can't have more than 48 tekiyos. 48 tekiyos. And the question is, as we're going to see, fascinating. You're going to have to get your calculators out for today. Erev Tov Rav Menachem. Frak the Gemara. Stolen solar box here. Use this. Solar box, okay. I don't know. Just use this one. Veloi. Frak the Gemara. Really? You can't have more than 48? We have Erev Pesach that falls out on Shabbos. And as we're going to see right now, you're going to have more than 48. How are you going to have more than 48? Well, first, let's just read the words of the Gemara. Either Rabbi Yehuda, Chamshin v'chada, 51. Either Rabbanon, Chamshin v'sheva, 57. We don't know why this is true, but that's what the Gemara says. So I'm just going to read the tarets of the Gemara, and then I'm going to circle back around and say where we got that Erev Pesach all of a sudden has more. Says the Gemara, Kika Tani Mida Di'ise B'chol Hashana. Again, what was the question? Erev Pesach that falls on Shabbos. Says the Gemara, no. We only give examples of something that is relevant every year. Erev Pesach Chalias B'Shabbos, the last B'chol Hashana, Shana V'Shana, which doesn't happen each and every year, like Katani. Does that bother anyone for a moment?
It could have.
Good. That's question number one. It could happen. Question number two is, what was the case that the Mishnah said of 48? Was Erev Yontif Shechalias B'Shabbos. Is that every there's always an Erev Yontif Shechalias B'Shabbos? No. Asks the Gemara, and I know we didn't yet explain why Erev Pesach is different. We'll get to there in a moment. But ask the Gemara, Atu Erev Shabbos Shebeseicha Chag Mi'isa B'Chol Shana? Is that also possible? Zimnin, there are times that doesn't happen. Period. Now we're going to get into the Hechidami in a moment. We're going to get knee deep in the calendar, which for the calendar chaver, you're going to be having a yontif. For those like myself who just don't know how these things work, we're just going to have to take the Gemara's word for it. But that's the kasha, that's the terms. Now, why Erev Pesach shechal liyos b'Shabbos? Why is it any different? Let's look at the top Rashi. I feel like we spoke about this. Because that Rashi is not for us. Good. Perfect. I messed up. I didn't mess up, but that was an Amud Aleph. We spoke about Erev Pesach already. On Amud Aleph, we spoke about Erev Pesach. Why is Erev Pesach different? Let's see that Rashi. It's relevant to us also, which is going on Amud Aleph. Says Rashi, Sheyesh b'shchitas Pesach chof zayin tkiyos. Erev Pesach has unique 27 tekiyos. Why? Nishchat begimel kitos. Because we shech the Karban Pesach. Let's remind yourself, we separate the entirety of Klal Yisrael into three groups, kat acher kat, one group after the next. V'chol kat koyres ahalel. And each kat, we read the Hallel how many times? Gimel Ambim 3 times. Shaya Pescheim Merubim. Vaya Tu'unin Hallel B'Shchitasan. V'loya Mavsikin Lishchait Psachim. Kol kat v'kat ad Shikra'u Shalish Palmas. You got to read Hallel 3 times. And with the reading of Hallel 3 times, you're going to blow the shofar each time. And that's how we're going to get 27. How do you get 27? 9 times 3 is 27. And each Hallel is 3 times. So it's 3, 3, and 3 per Hallel is 9. Times 3 is 27. God bless you. Thank you very much, Rabbi Menachem. And that's what you get to 27. Baruch Ato Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol nihiyeh b'dorei. Good? Good. So let's go back to the Gemara now. Let's go back to the Gemara. So now, the Mishnah said 48. If you remember, the 48 of the Mishnah was Erev Shabbos on Yom Tov. That's what 48 was. Asks the Gemara, V'loi v'yikar Pesach Aliyos b'Shabbos. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it's 51. According to Rabbanan, it's 57. That's a sidebar machlekes already spoke about. If you remember, that's Tkiya Trua Tkiya. It's called 1 or it's called 3. That's going to be the difference between 51 and 57. Good. Answers the Gemara, Kika Tani Mita Disa B'chol Shana, Erev Chalias B'Shabbos, Las B'chol Shana B'Shana, Lo Kitani. On that, let's go over there. Ask the Gemara. Otu Erev Shabbos, Shem Pesach, Soicha Chag, Misa B'chol Shana B'Shana, Zimnin, Tol Mishkachas Lein. Good. So now the Gemara is going to come along. The Gemara is going to prove when could Yom Tov fall. V'hechi dam. And what's the case going to be? What's the question? What's a case that we're not going to have an Erev Shabbos during Chag? Now, Chag is 7-8 days. So to not have an Erev Shabbos during the Chag, no, it could be possible. It depends when the first day of Yom Tov falls out. The first day, look at the Gemara. The Gemara doesn't do the math. So if the first day of Yom Tov is a Friday, then the last day of Yom Tov is going to be a Friday.
First day of Yom Tov is Erev Shabbos, so it's Yom Tov.
Good. So if then the first day of Yom Tov Erev Shabbos, that means it's an Erev Shabbos, which is not a Yom Tov. And then the second days is going to be an Erev Shabbos, which is Yom Tov. So the only way it's going to happen,
like Erev Shabbos, like Friday night.
Yes.
Shabbos day was the first day of Yom Tov.
But the only day it's going to happen is if the first day of Yom Tov falls on a Friday. Says the Gemara, that can't happen.
The first day of Yom Tov falls on a Friday, then the first day of Yom Tov is an Erev Shabbos.
Yes.
That's what I say.
That's good.
Said.
That's
So
good.
Then Erev Shabbos is Yom Tov.
No. If the first day of Yom Tov is Shabbos, Erev Shabbos
That's not
starts
smart.
Yom Tov.
You might say Erev Shabbos.
Al Yom Tov Rishon be'erev Shabbos.
What's Erev Shabbos? Erev Shabbos Thursday night or Friday?
No. We're not this. So no. So,
Is Erev Shabbos?
everyone back to the Mishnah. Back to the Mishnah.
Erev Shabbos.
How do we get?
Erev Shabbos?
How do we get to 48?
The blowing.
How do we get to 48? Right, because Yom Tov is on Shabbos, not on Friday. Friday is Chol HaMoed, and then Yom Tov is on Shabbos. So you're blowing on Friday the extra carbon musaf going into Shabbos and Yom Tov. So now, if the first day of Yom Tov is on Shabbos, then the last days is going to be starting on Friday night. This part is not complicated. Let's let the Gemara spell it out. I don't think we're actually arguing yet. It's going to get more complicated, so don't worry. I'd rather argue when it's complicated. We're going to get into leap months and not leap months and 29 days and 30 days. So let's hold on. For now, let's let the Gemara spell it out. This part is I don't think complicated. I think we're all agreeing. We're just saying the different things. Hey Chidami, says the Gemara. Kigoin shechal yontav rishon be'erev Shabbos. Good? Let's look at Rashi together. Let's look at Rashi, after Yaakov. Look at Rashi. Rashi is about 12 lines from the wide lines. Hey Chidami. Going shechal yontav rishon be'erev Shabbos. Tisimchas v'isa sheva lo dachi yontav. Simchas v'isa sheva is not going to be dachi yontav. Kedan moitzai yontav. When did the first Mishnah on this parak teach us that when's that first Simchas v'isa sheva? Not the first night, but on moitzai yontav. V'chimatu su erev Shabbos. So now when's the next one? Havali Shmini Atzeres. So the first day is not going to be of consequence to get 48. But the last day of Yontiv, Shmini Atzeres, is going to be Erev Shabbos, Shabbosoi Chachag. So the way to get to Erev Shabbos, B'soi Chachag is if day one is on Erev Shabbos. Are we also far good? I'm getting blank spaces.
Als being Deiche Shabbos?
No. We're trying to figure
out. There's not going to be a Simchas Beis Sheva
on that day, on the first day. So this first Simchas Beis Sheva right is going to be on the next Friday. So we start on Friday. The next Friday is Shmini Atzeres. Good. What's the problem? Says the Gemara in the calendar. This can't be. If the first day Yontav falls on a Friday. Kimaklina on Yontav Rishon be'erev Shabbos, when the first day of Yontav falls out on a Friday, midchi tachinon lei, we push it off. When the first day of Sukkot is a Friday, says the Gemara, we push it off. Why? So again, if you're a calendar guy, you know this. For the normal people, look at Rashi. Not that anyone's not normal, but if you're that geeky brain, then God bless you. But for those who aren't, look at Rashi. Mincha dachinale, va'avdinale elul mo'obar. We make Elul into a leap month. Ki hechi delikli Rosh Hashanah b'Shabbos. Because whatever day the first day of Sukkot is the first day of Rosh Hashanah. So if the first day of Sukkot is on a Friday, we don't want the first day of Rosh Hashanah to be on a Friday. We rather have the first day of Sukkot being a Shabbos,
That's the
and the
thing.
first day of
Every
Rosh Hashanah
first
being
day of
Shabbos.
Sukkot is always.
I told you there are some that know these things. I don't.
Embarrassed to say one.
Wait,
Well, you were one of those guys, right?
I'm embarrassed why I know.
isn't Rosh Hashanah before Sukkot?
Count how many Sundays I missed.
Isn't
Yeah.
Rosh Hashanah before Sukkot?
This year doesn't fall.
Yeah.
So why on Sukkot?
Last
Why we?
No. Very good. Good question. If we see it's backwards, you're right. But if we see that the first day of Sukkot is going to be on a Friday, that means the first day of Rosh Hashanah is going to be on a Friday. That means we're going to push off the first day of Rosh Hashanah. That means by default we're going to be pushing off the first day of Sukkot. So the question of the Gemara is very simple. It can't happen that the first day is on a Friday. Therefore, it can't happen that the Erev Shabbos is going to be on a Friday. Very good. Says the Gemara.
Let me just say that and see that the first day of Rosh Hashanah is going to be on Erev Shabbos. Not we just push it off.
That's what we just said. We just said it in Gemara terms backwards. Yeah, that's exactly what we just said. Frak the Gemara. Umida chinale. You just made an assumption that if the first day falls out on a Friday, we push it off. And we all just bought into this assumption. Why? Because the Gemara said it to us. Frak the Gemara. Really? Umida chinale? Do we really push it off? But we learned in our Mishnah, Chalvei Shabbos are krivin. I skipped.
My time.
I skipped. Oh, I skipped. Oh, I skipped a lot. Wow, that was a good one. Says the Gemara, Kim Aknin Yom Tov Rishon B'Erev Shabbos Midchid Dechinlei. My time. Kim Dekli Yom Tov Rishon Chag Lius B'Erev Shabbos. Yom Kippurim Eimas Have. B'Chad B'Shabbos. Hilkach Dechinlei. Okay. Why? Meaning the Gemara just taught us the reason. Why don't we want the first day of Yom Tif of Sukkot to be on a Friday? Because then the first day of Rosh Hashanah is a Friday, and then the first day of Rosh Hashanah is a Friday. Then Yom Kippur is on Sunday, and we don't want Yom Kippur on Sunday. Why? Good question. We didn't get to it yet.
Only this stuff. Come on.
Because then you're going from Shabbos into Yom Kippur.
And the problem with that is we don't do it. Very good. The question is why.
We do Tisha B'Av, right?
Yeah, we very good. We do
Can't
Tisha
go
B'Av,
to
right? I think this year, right? Tisha B'Av is a Sunday this year? No,
Every
it's not
year.
this year. It's
There's
not this year.
no doubt.
Every other year, the Tisha B'Av
Yeah.
is Sunday.
Abdallah, what do
It
you?
was
do
last year. It
not
was last
do?
year. It was last year. Let's pass year. Tisha B'Av is a Sunday. Not this year.
Can't go to the mikvah.
Oh, Havdalah, very good. We're going to get to Havdalah.
You said Havdalah, but I
When you get to Havdalah.
Yeah.
But by the way, I'm just going to give you the layman's answer is the same. If it would have been possible, we would have figured it out. Like we figure everything else out, right? 3-day yontiv on whatever. We figure it out, right?
Flush the pizza down.
Yeah, whatever it is, exactly. Like, well, what's so shmar?
Havdalah.
So who told you that that's a rule? And that's what the Gemara is going to say. That is our Gemara. I can't argue with you because our Gemara is about to say that, and this is going to be the makar of do we do Kodesh L'Kodesh, which is a higher condition, Yom Kippur, Shabbos.
It's the type that we have to have a becher the whole Yom Kippur. Yachna with a nut.
You're already making a business out of it.
I would
Says the Gemara.
my alley.
Says the Gemara. Taka, I'm looking. You know the Yakna has candles, the skinny ones.
I have all of them.
I don't know where you can buy them.
in my closet.
You have no. I want the skinny ones.
Go Yatka.
Why? My kids made. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. My kids made Havdalah candles, but the guy's like, don't light the Havdalah candle on fire. Then it's you're gonna ruin it. So you do is Chacham. Yeah, he said you buy a candle and you melt it on the top, and then this candle becomes the holder. Great Chacham, right? But I can't find the Yaknaz candle. The skinny one. Only when there's Yaknaz Yontif.
Right.
When there's no Yaknaz
So
Yontif.
they have all of them in the hive. They never cleared out their
I
shelves.
say the high still.
I have to remember. Okay.
Zogti Gemara. Imas have good. Weiter. My time. Kim dekli yom tavishal chaglios b'erev Shabbos. Yom Kippurim imas have bechad b'Shabbos. Hilkut achinolei. Says the Gemara. Really? Umida achinolei. Vatanan. And do we actually put it off? Umida achinolei. Vatanan we learned in the Mishnah Chalvei Shabbos. Krivin b'Yom Kippurim. That the Chalvei of Shabbos, the Chelev of Shabbos, the Chelev of Shabbos is part of the carbon tamid, that whatever's left over, you burn the next day on Yom Kippur. So it sounds like when's Yom Kippur? It sounds like it could be on a Sunday. V'omar Rav Zera, and Rav Zera said, Ki havinon Rav biBavel. When I was by Rav in Bavel, Havi Amri, they explained, Ha ditanya, that which we learned in a brisa. Yom HaKippurim shechali yois Erev Shabbos. If Yom Kippur is on a Friday, lo yoyotoikin, don't blow shofar. Ube Moitzai Shabbos. When Yom Kippur falls on a Motzai Shabbos, Mavdilin Divrei Akoli. Everyone holds that you do Havdalah. So now we're in the middle of a conversation, right? This is when Rav was in Bavel, but we already all can understand that what's the kasha of the Gemara? That clearly Yom Kippur is on Sunday. Now let's just finish up the story. Kisalikta lahasam, when he went over there, Ashkechel Rav Yehuda Breid Rav Shimon ben Pasi, he found Rav Yehuda Breid Rav Shimon ben Pasi the Yosef Kamar Rabbi Akiva. It's really Rabbi Akiva. So says the Gemara, and again, meaning it's not Divrei Akol holds that you make Havdalah from Shabbos to Yom Kippur. That's Rabbi Akiva sheet. Okay, what do we see? Clearly, Yom Kippur's on a Sunday. So, Frak the Gemara, you're busy telling me, let's get it straight, that Sukkot can't be on a Friday, because then Rosh Hashanah is on Friday, and then Yom Kippur is on a Sunday, and Yom Kippur can't be Sunday. I don't know, it seems pretty clear Yom Kippur could be Sunday. Responds the Gemara, Loikash, Harabanon, Hachirim. It's a machlokes. It's machlokes in the Rabbanon and Achirim. Now, before we go weiter, this is going to get not complicated, but technical. I say that because technical could be complicated, or you could just chalk it up to being technical and not hurt your brain over it. It's just my mouth. But let's look at Rashi before we get there. Zak Rashi, 6 lines into the very wide lines. Ha Rabbanon ha'achirim. Masnisan, the Mishnah is Rabbanon. The Peligi that argues ad achirim. Ve'amri, and says me'avrin ha'chodesh litzayrech, that we're allowed to create an Iber month, a leap month. A leap month, by the way, means a 30-day month is 29 and 30 days. You're allowed to create a 30-day month, litzayrech, for a purpose. Elkach, again, Rashi over here does such a beautiful job. Rashi is filling in the blanks for us. Then we're going to go into the Gemara and see who is the Achirim and who is the Rabbanan. But regardless of who they are, how does it answer the question? Says Rashi, Hilkach, Rosh Hashanah Berev Shabbos, Loi Makli. It's never going to happen. Why? Didachinale, because we're going to push it off. V'hanoch mas Nisan, and this Mishnah Da'amri Mikla, that it does happen. V'loy amrinon dachinon, and the Brisa, and doesn't say that you push it off, is whom? Achirim he Da'amri. We don't create a leap month for a tzayrech. So that's going to be the two shitas. So again, let's get it clear before we get confused in who the Achirim and who the Rabbanan are. The Gemara made an assumption that you can't have Erev Sukkot on a Friday. And therefore, let's remember in the larger context that we're holding, and therefore you're not going to be able to have the last days on a Friday. And therefore, you're not going to have a 48 shofar guy. Says Gemara, really? Why not? What's going on over here? We know, because Rosh Hashanah is on a Friday. And Rosh Hashanah is on a Friday and Kippur's on a Sunday. Kippur's on a Sunday, you can't do that. Says Gemara, yes, you could. What are you bothered by? Says the Gemara, okay, it's a machlekes. Whether we could have Yom Kippur on a Sunday, and thereby, by default, Rosh Hashanah, and by extension, Sukkot on a Friday, is a machlekes. And what's the crux of the machlekes? Do we say, yes, ma'abrin achodesh litzayrech? Do we create the leap month for our purpose? Beautiful. Says the Gemara, Titania, like we learned in a brisa. Very good. We don't know yet.
Not having Rosh Hashanah on there.
He's saying the next level. What do we gain for that? Well, who cares? We haven't yet spoken about that. Meaning, what's the problem? What's the yay? What's the nay? Well, either way, you're gonna miss a day. Friday or Shabbos, one day's gonna be Shabbos either way. So that doesn't make a difference. But yeah, we haven't yet touched upon the crux of why we would push it off. We're gonna get. Says the Gemara, the Tani learns in a brayso. Achirim oimrim. Ein bein atzeres la'atzeres. There's no difference between Shavuos and Shavuos. Vein bein Rosh Hashanah LeRosh Hashanah. Ela arba yamim bilvad. Only 4 days. V'mais Hashanah me'uberes. And if it's a leap year, Chamisha, it's going to be 5 days.
What does it mean in being at Sarah's?
There's no difference in days between 1 year Shavuos and the next year Shavuos. 1 year Shavuos, next year Shavuos, only 4 days. Meaning, this is the 354 days of the lunar calendar, which thereby creates that when you take
You're saying there's only 4 optional days that take it out of Yom Tov.
No, not 4 optional days. It means it fluctuates by 4 days, meaning because if you do, yeah, I'm about to get stuck in the math. I'm going to try to do it. If you do your 354 divided by 7 is 50. Oh, this is very good. It's 50. It's 350. And then there's 4 extra days, which means after 50 weeks, the year starts anew, but it's 4 days off from the previous year.
It was 4 days off.
No, it's not.
More than
that. You're lost. If Yom Tov is a Sunday,
the next year could be
50,
Wednesday.
50 weeks later, the next year,
It could be maybe off by.
it should now be 4 days later is going to be the Yom Tov.
4 days earlier.
Because you need to get 354 days in your year. So therefore, it's going to fluctuate by 4 days. So theoretically, based on what the Gemara is telling us right now, every Yom Tov should bounce 4 days year to year. Now, we know this is not true.
That would be great. Zman.
We know this is not true.
Same Zman.
Yeah, we know this is not true.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know it's not true.
You get a lot more than 40.
But that's what it means. That's a Shida Achirim. And if the Shana Mubarak says 5 days, let's stop over here because it's going to get a little more technical. Let's try to get a nice chazara from the 2 dots. As we go weiter, don't get too nervous. This Gemara is only one more little shtickle, and then it gets back to easier.